Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker is set to introduce many different revelations that will lead to saga-wide implications in this story by writer and director J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, what's really exciting about Episode 9 is that we do know that this film, at the end of the day, is going to be a revelation film. Eunice Suetamo, the man who portrays Chewbacca, even said that this entire movie is a I did not see this coming moment, and that a lot of fans are going to be taken by surprise of the choices that J.J. Abrams has made, as well as what George Lucas has actually put into this film. Now, apart from all of this, we do know that Episode 9 is going to have a lot of nostalgia and parallels to that of the originals and the prequels. In these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, and when it all comes down to one of the set leaks, this is where things begin to get very intense for Dark Rey in Episode 9. Now, specifically, what's really intriguing about all of this is that it's described that one of the scenes that were shot during the month of January of this year is when both Daisy Ridley and Ian McDiarmid were placed on set over in Cardington for a brief yet very powerful, vital scene for the second act of the film that is said to feature a moment of Dark Rey. It's described that the Dark Rey moment in the recent footage is indeed a vision. However, it's described that Ian McDiarmid acted in the scene with Daisy Ridley when she was dressed as Dark Rey, where Palpatine was said to be the one initiating the vision for Rey, trying to lure her to the dark side. This is where it's explained that Rey realizes that she holds a strange, unexplained connection to Palpatine and almost gets sucked into the dark side of the Force by Palpatine. Dark Rey is said to be a vision of how Palpatine views Rey in the future if she were to pursue the dark side, and that this scene was shot over in a set piece that was built by a large cave to mimic a large cave that looks near similar, if not the same, as the Mirror Cave on Occ 2. It's described that one of the sequences even involves Daisy Ridley fighting a stunt double dressed as Dark Rey in the film. So let's go over a couple of parts about this. Now, a lot of fans have been trying to figure out what's going on with Dark Rey. Has she turned to the dark side? Is she going to turn to the dark side? From what it seems right now, of course, that's not going to be the case at all, not even in the slightest. So in this particular scenario, we have a sequence that was filmed back in January of this year over at Cardington between Ian McDiarmid on set over, of course, in Cardington with Daisy Ridley acting out the sequence where he was delivering lines of dialogue showing Rey exactly who she could become. Now, this makes a lot of sense now because we do know that this is somewhat similar to what happened in The Empire Strikes Back between both Luke and Vader, except JJ is putting his own little spin on all of this, where it is Palpatine himself who is projecting this image of Rey from afar, from the unknown regions, tapping into Rey's mind. Now, it's said that during this particular moment, Rey actually senses a strange and unexplained connection to, of course, Palpatine himself. Could this very well be a big indicator and/or a hint of Rey actually being a Palpatine in The Rise of Skywalker? That is an absolute big possibility without a doubt. Given that you do hear Palpatine scream in The Last Jedi official trailer, which I believe dropped in October of 2017, if I'm not mistaken. In that trailer, when she ignites the blue blade just before the Lucasfilm logo pops up, you do hear Palpatine scream along with the Rey footage. So that's yet another big hint right there and there. So the Dark Rey sequence, the other thing that really gets me is that a stunt double was actually dressed up as Dark Rey fighting Daisy Ridley for a sequence in Episode 9. Once again, giving us a nice little parallel to what happened between both Luke and Vader on Dagobah in Empire, where Luke beheads him, where it leads to the very moment in which Luke realizes that he is heading down the dark path, or he has the potential to become a dark side user. So with that being said, a lot of fans, are really, excited about everything related to Dark Rey, how she looks, the aesthetics of it all, the costume, the lightsaber design, the sound of it, her facial expression. I mean, everything about it is just dead on amazing. And though it is a little bit of a letdown that it really does seem now that it is indeed going to be a vision, nothing more than that, But there's a little spin to it all. It's not just a regular vision like in Empire. This is Palpatine literally projecting this vision in Rey's mind and showing her who he believes she could become. This is Palpatine's, thoughts. These are Palpatine's thoughts of how Rey could actually become, or what she could actually look like in the future, and what she would actually be like if she joined the dark side with him of his new Sith Empire. So, like I say, this movie's going to have a lot of revelations, and of course, this film's also going to have a lot of parallels, a lot of connections to, of course, the originals and the prequels. That's really going to bring fans, back to episodes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on and so forth. And what they're trying to do with episode 9 seems very promising. So anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.